Action.
Action.
Action. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Jacque Davidson, and I am calling in from Space Coast, Florida, where it is probably warmer than where almost all of you are. And it is not a complaint for me. I love it here. So welcome to our action block. By a show of hands, because let me think. Look, almost everybody has their video on. I love that. By a show of hands, who is actually using scripts to prospect online? Okay, so I'm going to guess like maybe half. So I'm just going to talk about that briefly before we get into action. So I have been doing this for since like May or June, like prospecting online. And so we, my team and up and down follow a lot of what Fraser Brooks teaches. And so I highly recommend his teaching. I love Eric Worre as well. They're all really great teachers. So what I do is I have some scripts that basically say something along the lines of, hey, we don't know each other, so this might seem strange, but I noticed you're a personal trainer and I'm looking to work with like-minded people that are also interested in the health and wellness business. I took a look at your profile and I think this might be you. So would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing with my clients? If not, no big deal. So I have scripts like that. Sometimes I'll add in there like what group I met them in, but sometimes not. And so then when they respond, then I start tracking them. But then I'll share a 2-minute recording approximately of like, and it's just, I really like the recordings, and we've seen a lot of success in our teams. And I know Cindy and Paul Tyler talked about this last night on their Zoom. But it just really conveys your personality more than a text would, you know? So I'll say like, hey, thank you so much for getting back to me. I really appreciate it. I tell a little bit about my product story, and then I expand that into the vision of what I see. Like, my thing was I wasn't planning on doing it as a business, but I started talking to people and ASEA started paying me, and I've paid for my products one time. And that happened before I made the commitment to do it out of business. So then I thought, what if I put some focused in energy into it? And now almost 4 years later, here we are. So, but basically what I do is I come up with these scripts and I have a document open on my computer and I copy and paste. And then, well, that's probably the next step, but basically you should have a few fishing holes where you go to. I like groups. I find people in my things that you like, right? I can talk to people about Yorkies. I can talk to people about fitness. I can talk to people about being over 50 and health, like menopausal type stuff. Those are good fishing holes. But just something where you have some common ground, where you can make a connection and have a conversation with somebody. So what I'll do is I'll find these people in the groups, and sometimes I'll find a post that I like that has a lot of comments on it, and I just go down each of the people on there and right click. And so if you use a regular PC or a Mac, it's a little bit different, but you can right click and then I click open a new window, and I just go through during the action block until I have about 20 open. And you'll see your windows at the top get smaller and smaller. And then I just go into there and I click their name, send a friend request, and then I say, hey, Cindy, and then I paste in my message that I copied from my document.
Because I'm sure that's
you can copy and paste, or you can set up shortcuts. Maybe that works for you. I do use some keyboard shortcuts. And then, so I just go through and I send them the message, and then I close their page. I send them the message, close their page. Because most of the time, if we're not friends, the majority of the time, they're not going to see that message because it kind of goes in a weird place. Yep. But then what you'll do is what I do, let me back up a little, is I go down Facebook Messenger and I hide all of those because I don't want to be fishing through all of those because they've not even seen the message yet. When they respond, then it will come up, then you start tracking it. But that's basically what I do to reach out to new people. And then as they respond, then I I send my 2-minute story, and then there's scripts, and you can send links and that kind of thing. So let's get into action. I ask that you would take a couple deep breaths, close your eyes for just a moment, and really, really visualize, who are you looking for? What are the types of people that you want to attract into your business to grow your team, to help them, to influence them, to get lots of people, right? So just take a deep breath, visualize that, and then let's get into action. And we'll be back in about 20 minutes to answer any questions. You can hold your questions in or go ahead and put them into the chat, and we'll address those then. So go get your people.